These are moose, these are elk.
I'm Scott Mackintosh. Married a beautiful young lady named Becky. I love the outdoors, camping and hunting.
That's your brand new boat.
Enjoy it with my family.
I'm Becky McIntosh, and I live in Lehi, Utah.
What your things are?
I have 7 children and 7 grandchildren.
My name is Sean McIntosh. I just recently graduated with my social work degree in mental health.
Sean, he's a jokester.
Did you sell the chalk?
He likes to make people laugh.
He loves animals. We've had hedgehogs, we've had ferrets, we had goats that we milked every day for 7 years, and he was right in the middle of it.
When Sean came out to us, he sent us a private Facebook message to his father and I.
I was driving to Salt Lake to say goodbye to some of my friends who live here, and I realized I need to do this, and I need to do it right now.
Hey, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I just need to tell you guys that I'm gay.
And I let them know that I was gay, and that was the first time I had actually said those words and wrote them to someone.
It may have been something that you've thought of or wondered about.
I'm still your same son. I love you a lot. I never wanted to hurt you.
I looked at that and no, I hadn't thought about that. Why would I ever think of that?
It doesn't seem like the normal way to come out.
The fact that he came out and told us in a message on Facebook was mind-boggling to me.
But with my parents, I feel like that was the best way. They could read it, they'd be able to think about it in their minds and have their reactions without me seeing it.
Looking back, that was one of the most ingenious things he could have done because it gave me time to take it in, to get rid of all the anger.
And I immediately called him up and said, I got your message. Hurry home so we can talk.
I got home and me and my mom had a conversation.
I started giving him all this advice.
I remember the first thing she did, she just had her hands like this and she said, okay, so what are we gonna do about this? I just didn't really know how to respond to that. And she said, well, obviously we need to get you on some type of testosterone, you might have your levels out of whack. And I just thought, oh, Mom, it's not testosterone.
I said, so where have you been? And she said, I was down talking to Sean. And I said, okay, how'd that go? And she says, it went well. And she says, be kind, please be kind. Which is sad that she had to even tell me that.
There weren't really words exchanged other than he gave me a big hug and he said, I love you. And I mean, that meant the world to me. Even though he had all these emotions in his head and he didn't understand it, and I'm sure he had the anger, the first thing that came out of his mouth was what I needed to hear.
For the next several years, we just dealt with it. I just hoped so badly it would go away. This was a phase he was going through.
My mom and dad's reaction at the first, even though they did let me know they loved me, it wasn't the best. They didn't understand that I had been living this for 24 years.
I absolutely tried to fix everything for the first 2 years.
My dad is a great guy. He's an awesome person, but he's a very, manly man. So for him to have a gay son would be not only, I felt very embarrassing for him, but something that he just wouldn't be able to accept.
In my mind, they had chosen this. And if they chose this, then they deserve every bit of negativity I can give them.
I came home for the Christmas break and we didn't talk about it. We definitely had conversations about everything else, but we didn't have conversations about the fact that I was gay.
And he said, Dad, I thought we were gonna talk. I mean, really talk. All right, let's talk.
I was scared too, and I'm sure he was just as nervous.
So I started letting him have all of the ammunition that I'd saved up. I just blurted out with, Sean, why would you choose this? Why? And he just looked at me and he just chuckled. Not a laugh like in your face, but just a chuckle. It caught him so funny. And he said, Dad, I didn't choose this.
Why would anyone choose this? And I think that's when he kind of started to understand.
And once that hit me, the pain and the suffering and all the jokes that I'd told him, all the mean comments, all the times that I said something snide about somebody else to the whole family and him sitting in that back seat, sitting there thinking, my dad has no idea that he's talking about me. All those times just came flooding back to me of the pain that my son had gone through. From that time on, it's been an about face. It's been a change. And I just put my arms around my son and loved him.
So 2 years later, he said to me, Mom, I don't know what my future is, but I don't know that I can marry a girl.
Do you have 2 points?
Even though despite years and years of trying, show me a girl that I can be interested in, I just knew eventually that that wasn't something that was gonna happen for me.
That was tough, realizing that he was stepping away from the church.
I slowly came to where I am today, which is openly gay.
See my son who is in a relationship with another man, okay, that's not really in harmony with what we taught.
I should be curled up in a ball, crying and thinking, what's happened to my eternal family? Once you let it go, like I'm laying this on the Savior's feet, it just feels like this big load is lifted and you do have a peace.
What I do need to know is that she still loves me, because that was like my fear.
My door will be open to everyone and anyone.
And that was huge to me, to know that we may have differences, but at the end of the day, like, we're still family. How I treat people and like my respect for others is so much to do with like how I was brought up and raised in the gospel.
I feel that our Savior allows us to have things in our lives that are going to make us stronger. I can't help but think that that's what the Savior feels about Sean. I can't help but feel that the Savior loves him deeply.